Hi everyone, this is Sam from Tackling Podcast.
And this is Arrow from Tackling Podcast.
So as you can see here, we got the Nvidia Shield. We just got it a few days ago. And so in the coming videos, we are going to show you a full review of the device. So in this part of the video, we are going to show you the hardware aspect. So let's take a look at the device. We have unboxed it, obviously, and as you can see here, it's got a 5-inch 720p high resolution screen. The PPI is 294, so it's close to the Retina class. And the main selling point of this device is these gaming buttons.
Yeah, the button layout is very similar to Xbox 360's.
Really? But since the left analog stick has been moved down here, I think it's more look like the PlayStation 3 or a hybrid of the two, right?
Yeah, the hybrid.
Okay, and in the center there is this Nvidia button. A press of this will bring you to the Shield store,
yes,
and also the PC streaming function that we'll be talking about later. And this is volume button. One press of it, and then you press the screen to adjust the volume, or if you so choose, you can use the shoulder button to adjust the volume as well. So this is the start button, this is the home button, typical Android home button, and the back button.
Yeah.
And one more thing on the face of the device is these silver speakers. So this is so-called the bass reflex speaker, and they are very, very powerful, and it's comparable to some of the great laptop speakers. So we'll be testing them in a moment. And let's look at the back. So these are the shoulder buttons, the triggers, and also here you can see a lot of ports. First, there is the micro SD slot. It is capable of handling 64
gigabytes.
Yep. And micro HDMI, micro USB for charging, and also the 3.5mm headphone jack. So that's basically the hardware aspect. And let's talk about the spec of the device. It's got a Tegra 4 1.9 GHz CPU in it, so quad core device. So it is one of the fastest device money can buy in the market. It is the main competitor of this is the Snapdragon 800, but in terms of performance, this one has no equal. So we'll be showing you some of the gaming in the later videos, which you can see how powerful it is. And it's got 2 GB of RAM. So it's I won't say it's a lot of RAM, a lot of memory, but it should be enough for gaming.
At time.
Yeah?
Maybe not the future, but it's the highest standard for current generations, I think.
Right, but I would be much happier if they would put 4 GB in it.
Maybe next generation.
Next generation.
Of Shield.
We don't know if it has
there one.
Right. And also we can talk about the graphics core, because it's got a 72 graphics core in the Tegra processor, but the number is irrelevant, because in the previous generation there is already a lot of cores in Tegra 3, but the performance is not that much better than other mobile GPUs. So keep that in mind. But
I think they are just some units and not exactly a core.
Right. Because in the desktop side, these are called CUDA core or stream processors.
Yeah.
So they are much smaller units comparing to a CPU core.
Yes.
So, but having said that, this GPU should be still one of the best in the market. And in addition to that, this device has got a 16 GB of storage, which you can use to install games and applications and I think when there's later firmware updates, you can also shift the games or software to the SD card to free up the space. But for now, 16 gigabyte I think should be enough.
I don't think it's really enough, and you still have to wait for the extension for micro SD, because it's only around 12 gigabytes after the reduction.
Right. So basically, you should store all your media files like videos and MP3s, those kind of stuff. You should store them on SD card.
Yeah.
And preserve the valuable storage for games and applications.
Yep.
And what else for the hardware aspect? Oh, in terms of it's got Bluetooth, it's got Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is it's a dual band 802.11n Wi-Fi, not yet AC. But it's strong enough to handle those PC game streaming, so it's good enough, I would say. And let's see. What else? I think we've pretty much covered all the hardware, right?
For the hardware side.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about this cover here. And this
so what's so
magnetic.
Special about it?
It's not that special actually, but you can see it as a way to customize your device, to make it your own device rather than everybody is using the same kind of
I think this
shield.
this device is niche enough to be to be quite special.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. And one more thing here, you can see a lot of ventilation holes here.
Yeah.
So actually there is a fan inside. If you don't know, Tegra 4 is a very power-hungry processor, and it will heat up a lot when you're playing games. So they've put a fan inside. So if the temperature goes up, the fan will kick in. So.
And that also sum up for the huge size of this Nvidia shield and the weight too.
Yeah.
It's really quite heavy.
How heavy is it?
It's around 600 grams.
Five something, I think.
Yeah, 5 something.
Yeah, and just for comparison, the iPad 4 is around 600.
Yeah, it's slightly heavy a bit. For this bulk and for its density, I think you may feel it even heavier than iPad.
Right, and but one good thing is that there is a good amount of grip at the back. So these materials are soft enough to help you stabilize the device in your hand. So it's a good, comfortable device to hold, just a little bit heavy.
Okay.
Right. So that's pretty much cover all the hardware aspect. So we'll talk about more of the software ones in the coming videos. So stay tuned.